Yeah, hi everyone. Today we are going to see the second video in our series. So we are going to do a practical demonstration of creating a basic demo dashboard in Grafana for server monitoring. So here I have created a basic diagram. So this is how the flow of the monitoring will be. So for example, if you consider there are some virtual machines or some server, you can say that needs to be monitored. So these are all some Windows server. So I took a Windows server as an example. So here, so these are the servers. For example, some critical applications have been running on this VMs, and you have to monitor it. So how you can monitor a VM? So basically, like whoever knows the monitoring very well, so you know it better that we all need some kind of agent need to be installed on the servers. Then that agent is going to fetch all the performance matrices and throw it to the respective monitoring system. So here also we are going to do the same replica. So how we are going to do with Prometheus. So yeah. So for collecting the metrics, we are going to use Windows Exporter. And yeah, Windows Exporter, the role of Windows Exporter is something like it is going to fetch all the Windows server related performance matrices like CPU, memory utilization, network interface bandwidth utilization, or whatever, like RAM capacity, what's the current utilization, disk utilization, stuff, the IO latency. So all these matrices, details the Windows exporter is going to fetch and throw it in some endpoint. So the endpoint is what the integration, actually the actual integration that we need to configure in the Prometheus end. So yeah, I'm going to explain in the practical demo. So don't worry about that. Yeah, so this is how the things like the integration will work. So once we install the Windows Exporter agent, there will be some URL endpoint will be there, and that endpoint we have to configure in the Prometheus. So once it is configured in the Prometheus, then we can see the data coming in. That means the metric values and metric data will be coming into the Prometheus, and you can view it in the Prometheus as well. So that also I'm going to show you shortly. So yeah, let me go to this VM. So this is the server that I'm going to do for this demo. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm not going to do installation of Windows Exporter and Prometheus in a separate uh, VMs as shown in this diagram. So what I'm for the demo purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install both the Windows Exporter and Prometheus in the same instance. So because I'm going to monitor the same instance where the Prometheus is running. So that is the only difference. And I'm also going to tell you like how it will differ in the practical scenario. So yeah, that won't be an issue. So yeah, most of the items I just make it ready. Let me quickly show you. So first, what you need is go to any one of your browser and then you can download the Windows Exporter. And yeah, you're going to download three components basically: NSSM, Windows Exporter, and Prometheus. Let me show you that quickly. Windows Exporter download. Let me go to this. So you can go to this GitHub page, you can see the latest releases and the latest versions. So this is the latest version. You can go ahead and download this AMD 64 because mine is AMD 64 version. So I'm downloaded this thing. And one more item you need is the NSSM. So this NSSM is also like you can go to the folder NSSM download. When you search this, you can see over here, this is the non-searching service manager. So this is actually a small tool which you are going to use to run the Prometheus as a service. So yeah, I will explain that shortly. Go from here. So this unavailable. Okay. So now you can see. So this is the latest version. You can just click and download it. And the other one here to download is the Prometheus. So you can go to Prometheus download. Go ahead this page and you can download the Windows one. So this is the latest version. You can download the latest Windows one. So all these items I have been downloaded and I just exported this one. So basically what you have to do is first we'll try to install the Prometheus. So let me go to the command prompt and you can open the command prompt as administrator. And before going into this path, you can just go to the C folder, copy all these items into the C folder. So I have already copied out here whatever that I exported, downloaded and I exported, right? So I copy the NSSM, Prometheus, and Windows Exporter we don't have to copy over here. So you can just run it wherever you are. That is fine. Or you can, better you can copy that also in this folder. That is also fine. So go to this NSSM path inside and 64-bit is my system. So I'm just copying this path. Go to the command prompt, cd space, copy the path and hit enter. So here, if you directory, you can see the nssm.exe file. So this is a file that we are going to use. So this is a tool, basically, like we are going to use it for installing the Prometheus as a service. So why we need this tool? So let me just show you quickly. Go to this, copy the Prometheus one, go to Prometheus, you can see. So this is the actual Prometheus application, and this is the configuration file. So these two are the mandatory items you need. So if you can see, so this is the actual application that you want to run. So what will happen is if you run this application, it's a .exe file, right? So it will not run as a service. So we actually need this as a service because this is for demo purpose. Even we can run it as a exe file, but when you close the shell, so it will the application will also get closed. So that's the reason we have to run it as a service. So how we can do that is using this NSSD tool. So basically you have to run nssm.exe space install space prompt. I've already installed the Prometheus, so I'm just going to show you like how you have to do. So when I hit enter, so here this dialog box will open and you have to put the application file path. That means, so this is the Prometheus path. So this is the application you have to run as a service, right? So copy this path slash Prometheus dot exe. So you have to give the full application path. So because this is the application that we have to run. So I'm giving the full path. So here startup directory, you can give the folder path alone. You don't have to mention Prometheus.exe and your event you can leave it as is. Service name actually better you can keep it as Prometheus since I'm already running the service inside this VM. So I don't want to keep a clash with the existing service. So that's why I'm giving it a different name. I'm not going to install it now. I'm just showing it like how you have to do. Then other details are not mandatory. You can just leave it as is. Okay, so if you click install service, it will install the service in your VM. I'm going to show you one more item that since I'm already running the service, the service name is Prometheus. I'll quickly show you uh, what is running in this VM. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I have already copied the path. You can see the full path, prometheus.exe, and this one is the folder path. That's it. So my service name is Prometheus. So where you can see the service, you can just go to start, services, and it will open the services UI. I'm maximizing it. Go to Prometheus, and yeah, here you see Prometheus is running now. So yeah, the service is running. So sometimes like initially the service won't be start running automatically. You have to come over here and click this. You can see the stop option over here. So let me stop it and start it again. So you can see it like this. So you have to click this and you have to start the service. Yeah. Now it is running. Let me minimize this one. So your Prometheus service is running. So what the other one we need is Windows Exporter, right? So Windows Exporter also, once you downloaded it, you can double click and open this one. So it will ask you to install and you can install it. So since I'm already running the Windows Exporter as well, so there won't be much configuration in the Windows Exporter. You can just click and run it. Let me go to Windows Exporter. Yeah, this is the one which is already running automatically. Yeah, so both the services are running. So how we can ensure that the service is actually running? Let me first show you whether the Windows Exporter is running or not. So there are two items that you have to remember. The Windows Exporter port number is 9182. You can use this in URL to find the status slash metrics. So you can see. So it is start giving all the metrics details and metrics info, whatever the Windows Exporter collector, timeout, disk, logical disk, idle seconds. So all these metric details will be popping up over here. So these are the metrics that we are going to monitor. Next, so our Windows Exporter is running. So how we are going to link this Windows Exporter, integrate this Windows Exporter to our Prometheus. So for that, you have to go to this Prometheus installed folder, and as I mentioned earlier, so this is the configuration file. It will be better to use a VS Code. So I already have the Visual Studio Code. I'm just opening it. Because this is a YAML file, so there are some indentation problems may come. So it will be better to use the Visual Studio Code so that you can easily identify if there is any indentation issues exist or not. Okay, so this is taking a little bit of time. Let me just maximize this one. So this is the YAML file where we are going to do the Prometheus configurations. So it will come by default, everything is default, so except one thing, right? So yeah, I already copied this thing. So let me just remove it so that I can show you how to configure it again. So this will be the configuration. You just control Z, so just to yeah. So these are the default configurations over here. What you have to do is, so since you're going to add the Windows exporter here, right? You just copy and paste this item. So this job name. So you are going to add one more job. So this is the default job, the Prometheus job, which will be there in the default. I will show you like what it is exactly. So we are going to add one more job that is nothing but Windows exporter. And so it's going to run on localhost and the port number as I mentioned earlier, which is 9182. That's it. So that is the configuration of it. In real practical scenario, what you will be doing is, so for example, if there are some other servers that you have that you want to add to the monitoring, you just copy the same items and paste it over here and change the job name. For example, this is web server. So you can give whatever the name you want, or even the server name you can give, or application name you can give. So here since I'm running the Windows Explorer locally, I'm just giving it as localhost. But if you're running this on your application server, better to give the IP address, for example, 10.10.10.10. So even if it's a public hosted server or DMP server, you can give the public IP as well. So whatever the server IP is, you can give the server IP or even the FPDN of the server. If it is resolvable from the DNS, so you can give the FPDN as well. So that is how you have to do it in practical. So I'm not going to do this since I'm installing the Windows Exporter in the same local instance. So I'm not going to do this. So just removing it. Yeah, you can see the Windows Exporter. I copied and it is running on 9182. So this is the Prometheus app. That's it. I'm going to save this file. Next, go to the services, go to Prometheus and restart the service. So whenever you're doing any configuration changes, you have to come over here and do the restart. Next, I'm going to check whether the Prometheus is running localhost. And this was one of the item that you have to remember. The Prometheus port number is 1990. So when you hit enter, so you can see this page. So this is the homepage of the Prometheus. So first we have to check if the target. When you come here, you can see the localhost 1990. That is the Prometheus localhost. So Prometheus is running fine. So that is the reasons. I also mentioned you that this is coming by default. So this job name, you can see it over here. So this is the job name. And one more item what we installed is the Windows Exporter. So this is the job name that we added, Windows Exporter. You can give whatever the name you want. If it's server 1, server 2, or if it's a web server, app server, something. You can give it over here and the endpoint. So since it is running on 9182, you have to give the 9182. So this is also asked. So now to confirm whether all the metrics are coming to Prometheus, you can just type the Windows. You can see CPU processor, CPU time total, CPU idle, and logical disk, memory disk. So all the informations are available. That means these details are coming to the Prometheus. You can see the table or you can see the graph. So everything is visible right now. So this is how you can install the Windows Exporter and Prometheus, and you can integrate the Windows Exporter to the Prometheus to see the data coming in. And if you want, you can also create the alerts over here. But here we are not going to use any Prometheus alerts. We are going to use the Grafana alerts. So yeah, in the next video, I will show you like how you can integrate this Prometheus to your Grafana instance. So even the Grafana you can download as a package and you can install it locally. Um, Let me show you that. Yeah, download Grafana page, and you can download and you can download the Windows version or Linux version, whatever that is, and you can run it locally. But for this demo, I'm going to show you the Grafana Cloud version. So since Grafana Cloud also, like you can create a free account. You can if you have an email ID, you can easily sign up and you can create your own instance. So I'm going to use the cloud instance since many organizations are using the Grafana Cloud. So I'm going to show the demo in the cloud version only. So if you're interested to install locally, you can try this approach, or you can try the other approach as well because that is also free. So yeah, we'll continue the rest of the Grafana configuration in the next video. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you. Please do support and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you all.